named Ron.
Hey, Ron.
And I'm here by God's mercy. And it's good to be here in Pleasantville. You know, we say west of Atlantic City. I'd like to thank the Cape Atlantic Convention for asking me to come back to share my experience, strength, and hope on recovery and relapse. That's a response of mine. I'm impulsive and as you know, a compulsive person, right? So like when Jose did what I used to do, I saw myself in him, and I responded rather than to let y'all, the group, right, help him with that, because the workshop tonight is recovery and relapse. There's a different workshop when they call it relapse and recovery. It's not the same thing. It's a different thing. Relapse and recovery, guess what? Relapse and recovery can best be addressed in the first step, in the second step, things like that. You know what I'm saying? Recovery and relapse supposes and assumes that we got some recovery and that, yeah, put the big ear on, right? And that we are about the business of sticking and staying. You know, so we're talking about how to stick and stay. You know, why do I need to stick and stay? Why? Why, first of all, right? There's a line in here that says, listen to this, we were critically ill. I'm talking about why we here. Now, if you know what I know, critically ill is not to be fucked with. Rather, it's to be seriously addressed. So I need to make an admission that I'm here in treatment with Narcotics Anonymous, and I'm here for the long haul. I plan to be here because, like, my life was totally fucked up. I was not able to manage it. Most of y'all know my story, you know, and I'm not going to rehash my story. I'm here to talk about how I've been sticking and staying, you know, sticking and staying. Now, I call this chapter in our basic text, I call it the amnesia chapter. It's the amnesia chapter because it tells me, speaks directly to me not having the ability to remember from day to fucking day without help. I need help. You understand? So I'm standing here today telling you I need help. I didn't say, you hear what I'm saying? I didn't say I needed help. I'm saying that I need help. You understand? All right? Well, far from that. So now, since I can't remember, the basic text, right, told me some shit that I didn't really have to remember. All I had to do was take direction. When they say, those who keep coming to our meetings regularly stay clean, I'm reminded of why the fuck I'm here. When I show up, when I hear you share honestly about your living problems. Because that's what it's about. Now, you know, yes, this is Narcotics Anonymous. It says so on the cover of the book. Right? So I'm not going to dismiss drugs. I'm not going to do that. The newcomer needs to know, right? Needs to know that, like, the person who is sharing the meeting, I need to say this. I'm going to say this, you know. I'm going to say it. I take any risk. You know, I'm here to get better. God tell me what to say. I'm telling you, God tell me what to say. I used to tell me what to say. I don't do it anymore. You understand? Why don't I do it? Because I made a decision to turn my will and my life over to the care of God. Yes, I understand them. What the fuck does that mean? I mean, just exactly what does that mean, Ron? That means that my will and my life is no longer mine. But if I have truly turned my will and my life over, I have but one responsibility on the planet Earth. That is to take care of myself, to nurture myself, to spiritually, mentally, and physically. The disease is threefold. All right? So that I can be in service for God. You understand? To be an envoy for God. To be his herald. To be a harbinger of truth. Because I'm here to tell the truth. The whole truth. And nothing but the truth. So, I need to say that it's about, check it out. They say our program is one of paradoxes. Right? Paradoxes, read the book. That means things that seem different but are really similar. All right, now check it. You say that motherfucker might have an opinion on that, so get a goddamn dictionary. I spent 15 years in prison. Does not make me an asshole. No, it makes me a well-read motherfucker. You understand? My shortcoming was my inability to apply what the fuck it was. I studied for 15 years. So I know what a paradox is. Check it out, right? The paradox is, that it's about drugs, yes, and it's about living. You understand what I mean by the drugs? Because of my inability to face reality. Because of what it says in Recovery and Relapse. You know, and I'm not going to pepper your ass with this, but I'm going to share it. I'm going to share it. It says it says we found it easier to change our perception of reality than to change reality. You understand? Now, why the fuck would I need to change reality? You understand? Why? Because I couldn't handle, check it out, I couldn't handle being powerless over people, places, things, and events. You understand? So I want to change my perception of reality. So guess what? Because I didn't know how to live, I used. Y'all heard it 2 or 3 times today in Recovery and Relapse. It talks about in here. It says there's 2 powers that I know of in the book that are greater than ourselves. It says in our disease. Now the disease, it said, disease don't stop just because I arrested it. We're talking about, what is the goddamn disease? I mean, wait, what the fuck is it? Obsession and compulsion. And before the drugs and after the drugs, right now, standing before you is a person who is any given day in the grip of obsession and compulsion without the use of drugs. You understand what I'm saying? On some shit. You say, I can't blame it on the drugs. What do you say? That's like blaming it on the boogie. No, I don't think so. They say in our disease. So now we know what the disease is to talk about in the first step, right? In our disease, we are dealing with a destructive, violent power greater than ourselves that can lead to relapse. So I'm in here trying to do the third part of the message of Narcotics Anonymous. So we got a threefold disease. with a threefold message. Huh? What's the message? That any addict, any addict, inventory time. Let me see the hands of addicts in the room. Right, shit, what's that? Well, we can move on, shall we? Yeah. You know, it's like any addict, right, can stop using drugs. Man, divine intervention. Divine intervention for me. I didn't stop using drugs. I didn't just say, oh, I stopped. You know, what do you say? What do you say? No mas. No, I don't think so. Right? It say, lose the desire to use. Huh? And find a new way to live. And obsession been gone. You know? Desire to use. Fuck using. All right? I'm telling you where I'm at just for the day. All right? That can change, though. That can change. You know, I'm going to get into that. You understand? And find a new way to live. I used because I hadn't a clue how to live. The first part of living is knowing how to appropriately respond to reality. Appropriately. We said, what the fuck is reality? What are you talking about? You know, what are you talking about, reality? When I did my third step, I looked up the word God. I got my sponsor say, you don't know shit. You think you know what words mean, but you don't know. So get a goddamn dictionary and look it up. So I looked at the word God, and it said that God was the ultimate or supreme reality. You understand what I'm saying? Reality. That God is. And I'm not giving you no dogma. I'm not giving you no dogma. I look at where I'm at. I take my inventory of where I've been. And I say, there is a God. I was buried in prison for 15 years. Buried. I was facing the death penalty in 1971. Oh, tell me there ain't a goddamn God. You understand? They were going to fry me. You ever seen a motherfucker who been fried? See, they check it out. Here's a word I learned in prison. They subscribed to the lie. They said once a addict, always a addict. What are they talking about, the old junkie, dope fiend, handkerchief head bum on the corner that I was? Well, I need to tell them, fuck you, the lie is dead. You understand? So, the amnesia chapter. I don't remember. I can tell you, I don't remember my first 2 or 3 months clean. I can't remember. I hear people, I envy you. People who go back in the Wayback Machine. You know, and I hear him talking about the first week and the second week and my first meeting. Listen, in a meeting this size, I said it before, I'll say it again. In a meeting this size, there's bound to be somebody whose urine is still dirty. All right? So, what we say to you, Narcotics Anonymous, we say, keep coming back. Don't stop coming. You understand? It works how and why. And I know where it is. It's in the third tradition. I can pick it up. I can read it. Trust me. It say the still using addicts are welcome into our meetings with special encouragement to keep coming back. I was the motherfucking still using addict. I came for 3.5 years. You understand? 3.5 years using. And because of the third tradition, y'all couldn't fuck with me. Yes! Third tradition said, mind your own fucking business. Yeah. You understand? You know, because it says, even a still using addict displays it's a level of willingness and desire that cannot be discounted. If you have a written me to fuck off, if you had said, get the fuck out, I probably wouldn't be standing up here tonight, February 26, 1994, sharing on recovery and relapse. You understand? So now, I need to do some things to remember why I'm here. But don't remember, you ever know how you know how you go from your living room to your bedroom to get something. And you get in the bedroom and you say, what the fuck did I come here for? Huh? Amnesia. Amnesia. The book talk about it all throughout recovery and relapse and who's an addict. You know, check it out. You want to hear some profound shit. Right? Here, profound shit. Hey, listen to this. They forgot that it is really the first drug that starts the deadly cycle all over again. Huh? We didn't say, shit gets bad, I'll stop coming to meetings. I'll separate myself from a reality. Huh? The reality sent down by God. You don't think these steps and traditions popped up abra goddamn cadabra? You know, they're divine. Look, anytime hopeless motherfuckers like us can be restored, you understand? Can even have a slight semblance of his word normalcy. You know? There's got to be a God. You understand? Because guess what? I knew each and every one of you and I didn't know you. You know what I'm talking about? We're talking about the therapeutic value now. I knew all of you. All of you. You maybe didn't do all the things I did, but you did some slimy shit. You understand? Yeah, we stand around, heard people talk about taking inventory. Well, I wasn't on the corner. I didn't have boxing glove hands. You had your own goddamn type of boxing glove hands. Sometimes it was boxing glove vagina. You know, I know. I be in the shooting gallery. I shot that shit for years. I shot those for 25. You don't tell me I ain't seen nobody pull their shit up and go down there. You know? I ain't gonna give you no cut. You know? I ain't give you no cut. You know? You say, huh? You say, we forgot that these changes are lethal. And when we believe that drugs will solve our problems and forget what they can do to us, we're in trouble again. We need to be reminded of where we come from. That's why the fuck I'm here. That's why I come to meetings. Guess what? I got a goddamn car. I got a job. I got a fine woman that I'm pleased and happy with right here in front of me. You know? Her name is Renee and I love her dearly. You understand? And she was a masked woman for a long time. I didn't own my relationship with her. Fuck that. She's my woman. You understand? I'm talking about 83. We forget that we have a choice today. You understand? I need to be reminded, I need to show up. Because what happens is some heavy shit they talk about it works how and why. All right? And it works how and why. It says our experience tells us that some members relapse even after long periods of clean time because they have become complacent in recovery, allowing their resentments to build and refusing to acknowledge their wrongs. You know, fuck it. I ain't gonna make no amends. I ain't gonna tell them I'm wrong. Fuck them. I ain't gotta do that. And guess what? The application of spiritual principles. You understand? They say we suffer the pain of using. What is using? Fuck that. I ain't making no amends. I ain't do nothing wrong. Or we suffer the pain of withdrawal, which is the humility that comes from going to a motherfucker saying, I'm sorry, I'm wrong, not trying to act like it's okay. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to segue into spiritual and emotional relapse. You understand? We're talking about spiritual relapse. For some reason, I feel like I no longer gotta tell you what's going on in my life. You understand? Y'all blew smoke up my ass. Made me feel like I was the shit. You understand? Y'all check it out. Y'all told me that I was this, that I was that, that I was this, that I was that. Guess what? I stopped working on self-acceptance. I got with your acceptance, and your acceptance became my acceptance. So what I had for self-acceptance was your acceptance. That make any sense? Hey, I'm here to talk about it. You know, so I'm talking about not applying spiritual principles. All right, in the trouble that causes for me. All right, and since the book says it's the same for most of us, I'll leave your 10th step for you to do. You know, they tell me that spiritual principles, right? Spiritual principles are doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do. Spiritual principles are not the ways and means to get more. Spiritual principles, when applied, truly put me in a state of powerlessness. You know, because all of my life, in order to get more, I had to manipulate the truth. First step says we're great ones for manipulating the truth. You understand? Now, I kick out some dishonesty, and I see results almost instantly. Especially when you got a sucker. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Sucker, somebody naive, or somebody as loving and caring as my own mother. You know what I'm saying? You know? Oh, you know, yay! It's about healing. It's about healing. It's about talking about shit I did. You understand? So I can get right with it. You know? So we're talking about having to manipulate and tell lies to get what I wanted. Meaning that I had no faith in God. Right? No faith. I had faith in God. I do what they tell me in the second step, right? The second step, right? They say the first step leaves us with a vacuum. Huh? A vacuum. A void. A void. For those who don't know, it means a goddamn emptiness. An emptiness. You know, as somebody who used, I'm a user. I use substances. I use people, places, things, or events. Right? And that's the way I live. So when I use people, places, and things, and events in place of doogie, you dig? Then what happens is that wears off, and I got to use again, and again, and again. You understand? And I'm caught in a vicious cycle. The same vicious cycle that I've been trapped in active addiction. But now, I got to avoid. You understand? I found out that I need to apply spiritual principles in that void. If I fill that void with doing the right thing doesn't feel so fucking good most of the time. All right? Because guess what? I have no experience with doing the right thing. You understand? You know, they say it's a certain distorted security and familiar pain. You understand? The sixth step tells me that. Hey, tell me that it works how and why. You understand? So I'm saying I got no experience. I don't know what to expect when I apply spiritual principles. You understand? I'm waiting for the payoff. I want it now. I didn't shoot a bag of dope and get high next month. I got high now. Now. Everything is now for me. Now. You understand? You want cable TV? Just call the motherfuckers up. You can have it now. I don't want to wait around. Fuck that Olympic diner. You understand? I'm going to McDonald's. Number 3, no onion. The application of spiritual principles is a foreign feeling to me, because I'm looking for a feeling. What I found out is I had to become unconditional, and I didn't find this out until I had gone up to the 11th step. I missed something. I had to go back. The recovery will take my ass back if I miss something. You understand? I get to a point where I cannot go on, man. I can't go on, and then it begins to affect my message. You understand? Affects my message. You understand? God, I found this out. I need to share this with people who come to the podium, people who speak on the group level, people who sponsor people. I guess that was God. Yeah. It was fine. Spill a quart of water. Then I had to go back. I can't move on. God will take my message. God has started to take my message. You understand? You might not know it. Let me tell you something. When people who stand up at the podium, it's easy to run on old tapes for a while. You understand? But God said you're gonna have to change. You're gonna have to change. It things about change. It says about change in here. It says, listen to this. In here. Wait a minute. We're gonna talking about change in here. It talks about recovery. Here it is in recovery and relapse. A little preamble. It says recovery as experienced through our 12 steps is our goal, not mere physical abstinence. I gotta change, man. I gotta change. Change, we say change or die. There ain't a quick death. It's a slow death. It's a painful death. It's a spiritual death. You understand? There's no pain like I've had like spiritual pain. I can do time standing on my head in a mop closet in prison. Fuck that. I'm talking about staying out here in spiritual pain. You understand? The pain. Check it out. The pain of knowing the difference and saying, fuck it. You understand? I'm telling you, it's like a pain I never knew before. They gave me 20 to 25 years for robbing Central Jersey Bank and Trust Company. You understand? That was nothing. The pain, that was nothing compared to the pain of dying spiritually. Especially once I've known life. You understand? Yeah, I'm talking about knowing life. I've been around here long, I've worked enough steps. You understand? But I don't want no cut on my dope. So I don't want no cut on my life. That means I had to go back and take the cut off the second step. You understand? I had to have faith. I had to take a goddamn chance. I had to, here's a hit. I separated from a 12-year relationship. I'm talking about why the fuck I'm staying here and not relapsing. All right? I separated from a 12-year relationship. You understand? 12-year relationship. And what happened? Let me tell you what. I was afraid. All right? Afraid to step into an area that I had no experience on. I had never been there before. The relationship was over. You know, it was dead for 2 years. But I couldn't let go. Why? Because I was addicted. Here it is. Addicted to familiar pain. Yeah? It was easier for an institutionalized person like me to live in that situation. Just like it is, and I'm telling you, what happened to the lights? Come on, I've been in the dark a long time. Help me out here. You know? Thank you. Those things, I mean, you got to be up here to know those things affect you. All right? You got to be up here to know it. If you ain't up here, you know, that just keep coming. You know? That's all. But I had never done that. I had been physically removed from a relationship. What do I mean by that? Jails, institutions, you know what I mean? Check it out. Degradation, dereliction. You understand? I chose to leave a perfectly normal household to sleep under a front porch in an abandoned building because the front porch, under there was the ways and means to get more. You understand? Talking about doing anything to use. So I'm talking about going to any lengths in my recovery. Sometimes stand up here ripping myself off of image time. You understand? So I'm living in this fear. I don't know. The easiest thing for me to go back the way I came from. You know? But I had to have faith that if I turn my will of my life over, and I have, turn it over, to just go on, man. Step out there. Step out. Take a goddamn chance, man. Take a risk. You know? It's going to be all right. And I ain't alone. You understand? The only way I'm alone is when I don't tell you what the fuck it is I'm trying to do. You understand? It's called isolation. You see me in a meeting every goddamn day. You understand? With the Milli Vanilli smile. Right? Every day. But unless I tell you what's really going on inside, we would say, to thine own self be true. You understand? I can't get no help. I can't get Satan to recovery relapse and say we come here powerless. Right? Powerless. And the power that we seek comes to us through other people in AA. But we must reach out for it. Reaching out for it is coming about isolation. Letting somebody inside. Come on inside. Because without that, what's going to happen is what they talked about here. Listen to this shit. Huh? Listen to this. We're the second step, right, Renee? Huh? Fuck. Even after years clean. This is the second step. It works how and why. When we have been working a program of recovery and seeking change. right? It say, we may at times experience periods when life seems meaningless, man. Fuck, why am I here? What the fuck am I here for? Fuck all of you. You don't mean nothing to me. I'm telling you, the disease works like that. All right? 2 weeks ago, for about 15 or 17 seconds, I know how long it was because I was scared to death. You understand? I had a feeling like I wasn't worth shit. I didn't belong in the decent, regular world. That I should go down to the projects and I should cop and say, fuck it. It wasn't because I wanted to get high. It was because I didn't feel like I belonged, because I had fear with living. Fear with living. You understand? There ain't no cure for that. I don't get cured. I don't know if you got a cure. If you got a cure, God bless you. You understand? I don't have no cure. I'm not going to tell you I got none. What I got is new living experiences. They tell me the longer we live our program, right? 4th step. The longer we live our program, the more God puts us in positions where issues surface.
That's right.
Those issues, when they surface, they're new living experiences, man. New living. The first reaction to a new living experience, right? It's one or two choices. Tell on it. Or do what I'm historically, check it out, historically adept and capable at, which is to try to solve it and figure my own way about this shit. And I'm telling you, and that's how I catch myself, and that's how I practice putting a hit on my disease. I got to practice putting a hit on the disease. Let me share something. All right? I don't want no controversy being here about the hit squad. Ain't no goddamn controversy. Let me tell you something. You know what when I say I'm a member of the hit squad, you know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about putting a hit on the spiritual part of my disease. My total self-centeredness. You understand? Don't make me no better, no. Make me as sick as you. Damn. I'm snot here. You understand what I'm saying? Because the spiritual part of my disease. The spiritual part of my disease, right? My total, here it is, unequivocally. Self-centeredness, right? Makes me incapable of having healthy relationships. And I'm not just talking about with the woman of my dreams. You understand? I'm talking about a healthy relationship with any person, place, thing, or event I come in contact with. You understand? Because if it's all about me, serve me, motherfucker. Serve me. You understand? You know what I'm talking about? I may not say it, but the attitude. You understand? Fuck. Would serve me. Do for me. Triangle self-obsession talks about it. You understand? Most children, right? Most children are expecting the world's going to serve them. And addicts forget. Most children grow up and they go off on their own. The addicts, we forget that. We don't make that transition. We still feel like somebody somewhere owes us a motherfucking living. You understand? So now, when if I don't put cut on the spiritual part of my disease, I'm talking about how to avoid relapse. For me, you got to find your own solutions. But they say, check it out. They say the steps, right? Usman, steps are our solution. They are survival kit, our defense against addiction. So I know where the solution is, I know where the defense is. So unless I put cut on my self-centeredness, unless I move me from out of the center to the outside, put God in the center. Through the application of spiritual principles, through filling the void in that second step, we're doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do and getting help with it. The difference between Nancy Reagan's program, all right, just say no, right, and Narcotics Anonymous. I mean, we say it in our own way. We say just say no, but we got a whole bunch of mechanisms that go with that. Just say no, but you better tell another motherfucker what it is you're saying no to. We're talking about honesty as the antidote to disease thinking. Why shouldn't I think it works? I'm looking at Antoinette with 12 years. My good friend Dutch with 21. Usman with 5 years. Me with my little measly 4.5. My woman with her 2 years. I'm talking about that's the formula that works for recovering addicts. It's called, here's a word, it's called an axiom. Hey! I'm getting too deep. An axiom is a universal fucking principle, man. That means if it works for me and him and her, it works for you too. You know, unless I got some goddamn uniquers on, and I think I'm unique. Oh man. My goal. It's my goal, right? I feel like doing my Thomas P. impression, right? Hey, Thomas, this is for you, Thomas. My goal, right? I love you, Thomas. Thomas, my best friend, good friend. You know, my goal is listen, I ain't got too much of a problem with the first part of the 12 steps. You understand? You know, having had, right, a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps. I heard people today talk about these steps. Huh? The step that talks about addiction. Addiction. Now, I want to come back to this. Guess what? There was a founder. A founder in another 12-step fellowship, and the focus was on alcohol. You understand? At the last World Convention for that fellowship, that founding member was wheeled up to the podium, much like I am now, but I'm standing up. He was wheeled up. That founding member had emphysema. That founding member never got the message that not only was he powerless over alcohol, but he also was powerless over goddamn cigarettes. That founding member did not die from fucking alcoholism. That founding member died from motherfucking emphysema. You understand? It's addiction, not a fucking specific substance. Fuck the substance. Anything that runs my life, that I feel powerless, that makes my life unmanageable. You understand? It's a goddamn problem for me. Now, I'm not knocking that fellowship. I'm saying these steps. That's what I'm talking about. These steps. You understand? Haven't had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps. Huh? We try to carry the message to the addict. Well, I've been doing that. I carry the message by working every goddamn day. You understand? Don't tell me after 4 or 5 years I shouldn't be in here talking about, oh, geez, I don't think I'm ready to go to work yet. I mean, check it out. We say, oh, gee, willikers, give me a fucking break. I don't think so. You understand? It says, we read it every goddamn meeting through our inability to accept personal responsibilities. We were actually creating our own problems. This is why we're talking about living in traditions. Every household ought to be fully self-supporting, declining outside contributions. I'm talking about how do I become an acceptable, responsible, and productive member of society. I gotta work the goddamn steps. You understand? That's what prevents relapse for me. Working the steps. You understand? Looking at the steps. You know what I'm saying? Just strictly talking about the steps. You know? You know? Sharing that good shit. Sharing that they say, all that motherfucker sound good. Right? It's the second part of the 12th step. Huh? We're talking about and to practice these principles in all my affairs. You understand? And I'm talking about breaking the mold. Where's the mold? Here's the mold. We're going to break the mold tonight. We'll break the mold for the two-stepper. You know what the two-stepper is? You don't hear that much anymore. I know you know about it, Mike. I worked step 1, so now fuck it. I'm going to carry the message. You understand? Yeah, so let's break the mold. Fuck that. You understand? It talks about knowing to carry a sufficient motherfucking message. All right? In order to live in this thing in all my affairs. Understand? And I have to be successfully reintegrated to society. How the fuck do I get reintegrated? Because I worked the first 7 goddamn steps working on me, man. I don't take that shit. Oh, I do to my behavior, but I don't fucking take that shit really to my job, because a lot of times we already had them jobs that we was using. Some of us didn't work like me. I ain't work, sign shop, Railway State Prison. That was my gig. You know? I'm talking about developing the ability to be reintegrated. Steps 8 and 9 are the first 2 steps for me that send me directly to another human being outside of Narcotics Anonymous. We're talking about in all our affairs. All right? No, I'm not living in a goddamn room. Go out and live it. Go out, right on the step. Work. Some people say don't write on the step. What the fuck is that? You know, before I come from a school, we write on the step, man. We write on the step. We don't fucking play with this. So I'm putting a hit on the disease. You know, I write on the step. I take it to my sponsor. I share it with him. I take the motherfucking step out in the street, in my life, on my job, in my relationships. I bring my living experience back to the goddamn room. And I share how it's working for me. You understand? I don't come in here and tell you what I think about how it's working, then go out there and live it. No. You understand? So I'm talking about in order to get reintegrated, you know, because it takes a certain type. I want to tell you, if you think, all right, if you think it's so goddamn easy to go to do a 9-step and walk up to somebody who you have fucked over, man. You know, this ain't a step of theory. This is the real, am I right, Mike? The real goddamn step, man. You understand? Where I got to have some starch, spiritual starch. You understand? To go with. I got to go to another motherfucker, not arrogant, but with humility. How the fuck is humility without step work? Breaking everything. Yeah, man. They're going to take insurance out on me in a little while. I get the humility, the courage. I take God with me where I don't need a 9mm in the nape of my back anymore. You know, I'm walking the planet as a free spirit, responsible, and I go and I make those amends. Then I take my goddamn inventory, because let me tell you what, I got into spiritual and emotional pain. I was in spiritual and emotional relapse. I was in that shit, man. You know, my old woman told me, she said, you look like you're using. But she knew I wasn't. She knew I wasn't. My friends, you know, some of them backed up. You know, some of them didn't. I looked like I was using, man. That behavior was happening. I wasn't nodding and scratching, but my behavior, my thinking, my attitude was fucked up. You understand? Yeah. I had stopped taking my inventory. Stop doing the 10th step. I was like, check it out. I forgot that I needed to do this step on a daily basis, man. You know? So I tried to go on to prayer and meditation, and God said, no, you got too much chatter in your head because you know you're not doing the right thing. You understand? You can't pray. You can't pray, Ak. No, you got to go back. I had to go back. You understand? And I had to go back and I had to correct some things. You understand? They say in recovery and relapse that 2 of our seemingly inherent enemies, not like, you know what an enemy means? You know, if you was ever in a war and them motherfuckers on the other side had AK-47, you know what an enemy is. All right? If you ever robbing a bank, I used to do that. You understand? And the police ran down on you, and I did that. You know what the enemy is, especially when they shoot your ass. You understand? I got shot. You understand? My addiction took me that way, so who gives a fuck? Other people got shot, but I'm here to tell you about it. You understand? Now you see, the 2 of our seemingly inherent enemies are apathy, and procrastination. I heard you all about the nose. Now you say, well, what the fuck does that mean? What is apathy? I mean, exactly what are you talking about? A snot dripping on my hand? Well, you know, first one give me a pound, right? He's in trouble. Hey, what can I say? Apathy. Check it out. Dictionary, right? Because I don't know. Tell you my sponsor say, look it up. You don't know shit, boy. Your best thing ain't got you a seat in the front row with Vaughn over here. You understand? Hey, he's a sick motherfucker. Right? Listen to this shit, man. Apathy. Lack of interest or concern. Indifference. That sound familiar? Huh? Does that sound familiar? Huh? Shit, I think it does sound familiar. Check this out. Talking about indifference. Huh? There's one thing more than anything else that will defeat us in our recovery. This is an attitude of indifference or intolerance towards spiritual principles. When I get apathetic, man, I become indifferent towards spiritual principles because complacency sets in. And I figure, well, I got this. I can take a vacation just for now. I don't have to do the right thing just for the day. And since our disease is what? Progressive, incurable, and fatal, then I can expect that attitude, because ours is the disease of attitudes, ideas, and behaviors. I can expect that attitude to put off intentionally, the doing of something that should be done. You understand? You know, they say that recovery, and this is in recovery and relapse, right? They say it in here. The progression of recovery is a continuous uphill journey. Without effort, we start the downhill run again. The progression of disease is an ongoing process, even during abstinence. So, if I'm not moving towards recovery, I'm moving away from it. You understand? I don't play with it. I'm not going to fucking rationalize and justify the most outrageous sort of nonsense and think that, like, well, I'm just at a standstill. I never stood still in my motherfucking life. You understand? You understand? When you sick, illin', whatever your drug of choice, whatever my drug, if I was illin', I started farting, I started with shit in my pants. You understand? Sometime I remember I was walking down the East Village, walking in New York, walking down the East Village, and I was so sick, and some of you know what I'm talking about, that my dick got hard, and every time I hit against my pants, I went, I'm talking about the disease that's fucked up, man. It do some weird things to you. You understand? You know, so I'm saying, it's the only way I know how to do this thing, right? You know? So, abstinence is not going to do for me. I was never standing on the corner watching anybody get high. You know? I got to do some things. I got to keep doing some things. You know? I got to act like my life depends on it, because it does. You know? And I need to keep telling on my disease. I got to keep telling on my disease. And sometimes, man, I don't like to do it. You understand? Because there's still a part of me that wants to be on image time. You understand? That wants to have it all together. You know, part of the disease of obsession is perfection. And perfect motherfuckers don't make mistakes. You understand? I'm not perfect. What I am is the perfectly imperfect creation created by the perfect creator. You know? And I'm very happy to have that status in life. You know? And I love God very much. I'm trying to watch my time here. Because, I don't know, I don't have the beginning or the end of this thing. All I have is what God has given me. God has helped me through you. God is too busy to come down here and give me a personal audience when I need it. You know? He's too busy, you know? It tells me if we truly want to be free, we'll take a look at input from other addicts. That requires open-mindedness. You understand? That requires open-mindedness, because let me tell you, if I'm open-minded, I don't want to hear no shit from you. You understand? You know? Because when I came in here, the reason I was in here in 3.5 years using was because I identified myself out of your shit. Because I said, well, you hadn't been in a 5 by 7 foot cell. You hadn't been there. I don't know if anybody here having a hard time been in jail, but I'm going to share something with you. You know? But I said, you hadn't been in no 5 by 7 foot cell. What the fuck do you know? You didn't have no fucking sewer rats nibbling at your nuts when you took a shit. You understand what I'm saying? You know, maybe you didn't. But you had just as a rough and raw shit, ragged shit in your own goddamn lifestyle. You know? Institutions are institutions. That's what I say. Institution is an institution. That's all it is, you know? And I know that, like, in this chapter, right? Yeah. I ain't in this chapter. It's not in this chapter. I'm going to share it with you because somebody might have been in the joint. Might have been in the joint and need an edge. Need an edge. Upon release from the joint, right? You know, because I thought I was unique and it kept me out there. Upon release, continue your daily program and contact a member NA. Do this by mail, by phone, or in person. Better yet, come to our meetings. Here you will find answers to some of the things that may be disturbing you now. Check it out. If you're not in an institution, the same holds true. And tell it after it. They're saying, we don't give a fuck what or how much you use. Huh? Who your connections were. How much or how little you have. Huh? Only what you want to do about your problem and how we can help. The same holds true. Everybody. You know? I heard, I'm going to close with this, right? The mic don't close for me. I heard Usman, and I appreciate what he was saying about the steps, you know. And he's right. He basic Texas is chock full of. He's right. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna eliminate opinion, because there's more of you feel to say. They say the students working the steps. We mend our fractured personalities. Fractured. You know what a fracture is? Break your goddamn arm. Fractured, you know, personalities. That means that we got fractured personalities that get mended through step work. And without step work, you don't get mended, you know? So it says, here, check it out. We believe that the sooner, this is for people who say, like, are we saying, oh, I don't want you to work the steps for the first year. I'm sure some of y'all heard that, right? You know? No. We say, oh, no. I want you to work the steps for the first year. Let me tell you what the 12 steps is in our personal program. Let me put some cut on that shit. Step off with that don't work the steps for the first year. All right? Check it out. It's not our job to tell someone seeking recovery where to work, that's right. Come on now, who to live with, that's right. How to raise their children, or anything else outside the realm of our experience with recovery. Our experience, all right? This also means that we share our own experience, not someone else's, all right? So now that work the steps for the first year, shit. They say we believe that the sooner we face our problems, huh? Within our society, not in the goddamn room, living in all our affairs. I sprayed you, I'm sorry, bro. In everyday living, not just on Saturday. Just that much faster do we become acceptable, responsible, and productive members of that society. So it gets deep. It gets deep now. All right? So now, from the first day, right? The 12 steps become a part of our lives. The first day, not the second day. You understand? Not the second day, not last year. The first day. Don't wait a year. You know? Yeah? On the first day. All right? And it gets deep. So I'll go back. And there's one more here. And I'm going to bypass that. Now check it out. It says the steps are our solution, right? I read that. You read it. Yeah. You know? Nothing's original in A. It's all repetition. Repetition. You got a motherfucker like me gotta hear shit over and over and over and over. And the book say at times we grow tired of hearing the same shit. They say, what the word they say? They say it becomes monotonous. Well, guess what? Who gives a fuck? Gotta keep coming. Gotta keep coming. Those are the days I push myself. I got to get with the ultimate weapon. Another recovering addict. I got to tell him I feel monotonous. I don't feel like going on. You got to tell me. Give me some goddamn reason why I should go on. Because I got a disease called amnesia. It wants me to forget how it was. So let's see the steps to our solution. They are our survival kit. They are our defense against addiction. Now here's what I say. Picture you be in Vietnam, right? You're in Vietnam. Man, in Vietnam, the shit is tight, man. There ain't no more weed to blind the fucking enemy out. So you're all shitty. You hear that shit familiar? You hear helicopters. Oh, shit. Oh, you say, look. Yeah, you say, General Westmoreland, sir. General Westmoreland. Look. Fucking Vietcong, they coming. Look, what's moving, what's place, look. Get the motherfucking binoculars. Right? And here they come, they got them black rice hats on, right? And they got them karate out, right? You know, and they coming. AK-47. He's like, yes, Westmoreland, goddamn, they coming. Westmoreland say, oh, sorry, son. But we cannot defend ourselves for the first year. I'm a grateful recovering addict who was not electrocuted, named Ron. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for sharing, man. Got a lot out of it. Thanks for the truth. Ron got the floor.
How you doing?
Doing the right thing even when it doesn't feel comfortable.
Hey, that's right.
You was giving it up, my brother. You was giving it up. You was giving it up. All the way live. I wish I had videotape. I'm serious. Videotape.
Floor is open. In the meeting earlier. I need to hear that.
Happy birthday.
That's all I can say is good night. Thank you for thank you for being here. Ron. That was excellent. You did a great job.
Yeah.
I needed to hear that. Thank you so much.
I'd like to thank God for the greatest gift in life that I could ever perceive, and that's allowing me another day clean. I am a grateful recovering addict named Henrietta. That was a good message, Ron, and I love you. Every time I hear you, I get something from it. I need to share on where I'm at right now, this minute, this present. Thank God for Narcotic Anonymous. Thank God for a program that keeps me just in the day, not reliving the past, and not being so quick to always want to jump into the future. When I came around here, you people told me, showed me, and gave me a lot of things to utilize and work in my life. And one of the main things that you people gave me was allowing me to know that I couldn't do nothing without the help of another addict. In spite of how I thought I could do it or get over and doing it, the bottom line was my way of thinking wasn't the only way of thinking. Y'all told me the password was help. Y'all told me if I came in here and was willing to believe in y'all and tell y'all some things that was going on with me, whether I had the courage to pull somebody into my life after the meeting and really be open enough to get whatever it is that you got to give me and try to utilize it, or just not utilize it, but just be open-minded enough for it to help. If somebody with more experience than me would give me, then it would be okay. And it's always worked in my life. And I need to say tonight, I heard an experienced member I heard him say some things, and he was also using the password. Huh. I was open-minded enough to hear what he said. But what he said disturbed me, because y'all told me when something ain't right, two sickies don't make a weapon. And it ain't my job to help spread your disease. Especially when y'all giving me a solution, and I have used this solution on a daily basis, and this solution worked. And mainly when you been stressing this solution, planted the seed, and allowed me to use it. So I told this experienced member, I said, come here, I want to talk to you. Mind you, they got more time than me. A lot of people done labeled this experienced member. And I've seen a lot of members with less time get shot down by intimidation from this member. But y'all taught me to my own self be true. I don't have to fear anything. All I need is a desire and a willingness to trust somebody so that I could be a little bit better. And the look that this experienced member gave me, I knew they didn't want to hear what I had to say. So I told them, I said, first, give me a hug. I said, and I want to tell you something. And you might not want to hear it, but it's merely a suggestion. Because y'all told me that's what this program is. Just merely a suggestion. You ain't got to take it. You ain't got to like it. He gave me the hug, and I said, the suggestion is, you call your sponsor. Well, they didn't like that. They started grandstanding, talking real loud. Everybody started turning around, and they was talking to me from a distance, walking off to the table. And he said to me, I shared that in a meeting. And that's where it stayed, in the meeting. I said, hold up. I can't blood cross the room. A suggestion. When you caught in the grips, in a mist, and you crying out for help, I got to use the third party. And a lot of times some of us got courage, and when we caught up and things going on with us, a lot of times we don't have no courage. We want to waddle in our shit until we feel like we want to come out of it and be willing to take a suggestion, right? So I was like, oh, it's good enough for you to instill that in me, but I can't tell you. Come here. I said, no, you way over there, and you want to tell me to come here? After he done got all this attention, I turned around and I started talking to another recovering addict. See, because I surrendered at that point. But as a direct result of that, they kept following me. Now, maybe it's my shit, but the bottom line was, I'm talking to people, I look around, they looking down my throat. I felt so pressured in being followed. I told a group of female addicts, I said, look, let's go upstairs to the room. I mean, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 2 minutes, let's just get lost. You know? I said, because the bottom line is, all of us grow at our own rate and pace, okay? And if y'all telling me, you know, that I've experienced something and it works for me, you know, the only way I can keep it is to pass it on. I got to give it away, you know? So I thought I had did a good job of getting away from that. Then when I come in here, and I knew they was going to come in here and get as close to me as possible. And when they did that, I didn't even look their way. Because I don't feel like I got to justify or rationalize the best solution that I know works for me. Using my sponsor and you people. See, I'll come in here and start with y'all. I'll start with D'Amica. Because I ain't just going to call my sponsor from the door unless it's late at night and I just really can't sleep. But I found out when I can't sleep, God's trying to tell me something. Something disturbing me. God's trying to tell me something. But during the day when it's around meeting time, I'll come in here and I'll share with the meeting. You know? And then, after y'all give me whatever it is that y'all give me, and a lot of times I don't like what I get, but I'll be open and minded enough to get it and use it, you know? But he stressed this, look, I done been through some serious storms in this program. I found my mother in this program at the age of 41, only because God felt that it was needed for me to go through 41 years before he placed it in my life. I went through the death, and this same individual was in my life, and stress, planted the seed constantly. Did I do that? And I did it, and it worked. I did it, and I didn't use. I did it, and I didn't debate the issue. And the bottom line is, I know I'm not God. I know he's not God. And I didn't really surrender it because I'm pissed. You know, I'm pissed. You know, and I'm all up in my head with my sick thinking, and I'm like, now, soon as he get the opportunity to say something to me, now, what I got to do? Justify what I said to him? What I got to do? Find something fantastic? I'm not trying to use none of these rooms gave me as a weapon. You understand what I'm saying? You know, y'all taught me how to surrender quietly. You understand what I'm saying? And the best place for me to get my anger out is to ventilate it, tell y'all where I'm at, tell you what I'm feeling. After that, call my sponsor, then I go home and I pray. And I meditate, and I just wait for an answer. You know? I'm an addict named Henrietta. Thanks for allowing me to share.
Thank you. Young lady.
Hi, everybody. I'm an addict named Rose. Hey, Rose. And I'm real grateful to be here. Just want to thank my God for another day clean, and thank you for sharing, Ryan. I got out of your message. I'm nervous, as y'all can hear. I'm always nervous when I share. Recovery and relapse. You know, I have experience with recovery and relapse because when I had a period of recovery when I was 9 months clean. I picked up. You know, I had been coming to meetings. I had been staying clean. I I had been, working my program, not the program. And I was listening to when Ryan was sharing, and he was talking about not working the steps in the first year, and that was me. But I never made it to that year. A lot of stuff happened with me, and it was so much going on. I was doing too much too fast. I came in here and I fell in love with Narcotics Anonymous. I thought I had something to tell y'all. I thought, I thought I was, I don't know what I thought I was, but I had got my income tax check. I had bought a car, I had bought some clothes, and, I had started going back around people, places, and things, and still making meetings, and I picked up, I came back, and I've been back ever since. I stayed here, I don't know, man. Let me talk about where I'm at today for a minute, I don't know. He said a lot of things that I could really relate to. The one thing that stuck out for me, Ryan, when you was talking about having that familiar pain. I've been in a relationship with a man for 18 years. My first 3 years of recovery, we wasn't together, and I need to talk about this because I've been kind of like walking around this convention carrying this stuff like all weekend, this person, he makes, and something else you said, it's like, I'm like confused a little bit because like one point I heard, if an addict comes in the room and trying to stay clean, we can't knock him, we got to try to like be there for him. But on the other hand, it's like, it's like I need to let go of this relationship because 18 years, the man is still using, and he won't surrender, I don't know. Friday, when I was getting ready to come to the convention, he stepped off and, he went and picked up. I came to the convention. You said, I really think in my heart that it's over, but I don't know how to let go. I think it's over, but I don't know how to let go. I want to let go, but I keep on holding on. I don't know anything else besides, this possibility in this relationship with this person. It's like weighing me down. I had made a decision at the first of the year that I was going to, be responsible for my feelings, to feel good about myself and, my life, and be happy and, and enjoy myself because I got tired of carrying the burden of worrying about what somebody else was doing, but I don't know. I just don't know where I'm at with it. I find myself again at a point where do I let go or do I hold on? I guess what I need to do is take my inventory and ask myself, am I happy? What am I getting out of this relationship, And I'm not getting anything but, arguments, frustration, criticism, it's real hard, I don't know, I have a friend that's like really being nice to me. And I can't accept it. I'm not used to a man being good to me. I'm not used to a male friend being nice to me. I'm just not used to it. I'm just used to chaos. I'm used to non-trust. I'm used to just a lot of bullshit. I need to allow myself to feel good about me, and I need to allow myself to feel good about a person that's taking a personal interest in myself and me. I need to realize that it's okay, but I have a hard time like accepting that. I just can't like, I don't know, it's like, I don't know how to feel good. When I came in here, I was afraid of people, and I didn't know how to enjoy myself. I didn't know how to have a good time. I used to be like real tight and caught up and just choked up all the time, just walking around, and I didn't know how to like have fun, and I need to give myself a break. That's what I need to do. I need to give myself a break, I don't know, recovery and relapse. I've experienced that. Thanks for that. I can't seem to get it together.